We're comparing Forza Horizon 6 versus Forza Horizon 5 at 4K extreme settings, and the difference might be bigger than you expect. Starting with Forza Horizon 6, Tokyo in daylight looks next level, and the Ferrari just proves it. The reflections, shadows, and road detail are sharper, and from these angles, the speed feels way more intense than before. The blue Lamborghini still holds its own in Horizon 5, especially when tearing through Guanajuato. The narrow streets and colorful buildings give it a unique atmosphere. Everything feels closer together, with tight corners and buildings right on the edge of the street. Now in Horizon 6, take a closer look at the convertible roof on this yellow Ferrari. The metal roof retracts much more smoothly, with more natural timing and better animation detail. Even the small rear windows open and close as part of the sequence, which adds a lot to the realism. You can also see reflections and lighting updating in real time, making the whole animation feel more alive compared to Horizon 5. Looking at Horizon 5, the metallic roof animation on this shiny McLaren still looks really solid. The roof opens and closes smoothly, even if the motion feels a bit simpler compared to Horizon 6. But what really stands out here is how good the environment still looks. The shadows and textures on the nearby house are incredibly detailed, especially for a game that's already 5 years old. As you can hear, Horizon 6 does a great job with popcorn exhaust sounds. The blue Bentley sounds clean and aggressive, but Horizon 5 takes it further, mainly because of that brutal 16-cylinder Bugatti engine. In Horizon 6, heavy rain completely transforms the drive. The road is covered in water, reflections stretch across the asphalt, and even the headlights catch individual raindrops as the Ultima Evolution coupe cuts through the storm. In Horizon 5, the rain-soaked Mexico highways bring a different kind of atmosphere as the green Valkyrie slices through at speed. The road surface glows with reflections, and the environment still looks rich and detailed despite the weather. Horizon 6 doesn't reinvent the graphics, but everything is noticeably sharper. The red Mercedes AMG 1 is a perfect example. Reflections respond more accurately, shadows are softer, and improved anti-aliasing cleans up every edge. In Horizon 5, graphics still hold up well, but next to Horizon 6, lighting and reflections feel slightly less natural, and edges aren't as clean. Drifting in Horizon 6 isn't necessarily easier, but it is more responsive. Cars react quicker to steering and throttle inputs, which gives you more control but also makes it easier to spin out if you're too aggressive. It demands precise inputs, but once you're dialed in, everything feels direct and consistent. In Horizon 5, drifting still looks really impressive, especially when it comes to tire smoke and visual effects. The smoke is thick and consistent, and it blends well with the environment as you slide through corners. Lighting and reflections interact nicely with the smoke, making drifts feel visually satisfying. This might be one of the biggest upgrades in the latest Horizon game. Steering now supports up to 540 degrees, and the cockpit animation matches your inputs perfectly. The driver's hands move exactly with the wheel, making everything feel more connected than before. In the previous game, the cockpit steering feels pretty limited, with the wheel only turning about 90 degrees. It gets the job done, but visually, it feels a bit compromised. Honestly, even more than a Formula 1 car. Looking at brake glow, Horizon 6 feels much more realistic. The brake discs build heat gradually, turning red under pressure, then cooling down smoothly as you ease off. But in Horizon 5, the effect is much simpler. The glow kicks in almost instantly and disappears just as fast, which makes it feel more artificial. Crashes at high speeds still have an arcade feel in both titles, but the newer game adds extra detail. After a frontal hit, you can see the passenger window break and even cracks forming across the dashboard. In the previous Horizon, crashes still look solid, but the damage detail is more limited. Scratches and glass cracks appear simpler and less defined, though the overall visuals still hold up very well. Inside the cockpit, the newer Horizon feels more natural overall. The wheel and hands move more smoothly, and lighting reacts better to the environment, while the older game feels a bit simpler and less dynamic. When it comes to water, both Horizon titles look very similar at first glance. Driving through it creates strong splashes and reflections in both, but the newer game feels slightly more polished, with smoother spray and more natural reactions on the surface. Overall, the difference is quite minimal. When it comes to object destruction, both Horizon games feel quite similar. Trees, signs, and small props break on impact in both, but the newer title adds a bit more variation, with better debris, smoother animations, and slightly more natural reactions. Still, the overall system remains very close between the two. In Horizon 6, driving off a cliff feels more intense on impact. As the car lands, you can see cracks forming across the body and glass, with damage appearing across different parts of the car. It creates a stronger sense of impact and looks more convincing overall. In the earlier title, damage feels more surface level, cracks are less noticeable, and the hood doesn't deform as heavily, so impacts don't feel as strong or as convincing as in the newer game. Vegetation in Horizon 6 looks incredibly detailed. Trees, grass, and flowers feel much more alive, and when you drive through them, particles scatter naturally, adding a strong sense of realism to the environment. Even in the previous title, these details still look really strong. The overall environment doesn't feel outdated, and both titles are surprisingly close in this comparison. In Horizon 6, snow creates a beautiful atmosphere. The surface glows under sunlight, shadows add depth, and as you drive, light snow spray follows the car, bringing the whole scene to life. Drifting on the sandy beach looks incredible in both games. As you slide, sand sprays around the tires, and over time, it starts to stick to the car, building up across the hood, doors, and body, adding a real sense of immersion. This is the only time I choose to be silent. Let the Yamaha V10 speak for itself.